Welcome to a new quick coaster episode. In this episode we're building a B&M surfing coaster, much like the pipeline coaster in Seaworld Orlando. This one is also tropical themed, as you would expect with a surfing coaster. I'm trying to make it like a really big wave here, to make it look like it's gonna flood village or something, like a tsunami. I'll be decorating this one after I've made the track. At the end of the video you can see a full POV of the entire area and the ride. I wanted to make this bit a little bit more straight so I could make it go through a building, which I'll be building in a couple minutes. And right after the building I want to make a corkscrew, as you will be seeing in a moment. I wanted to make it like the wave is flowing through the house or whatever it is, and after that it bounces up to something else and you loop around it, so it looks like you're actually riding the wave, surfing. That's maybe where the term surfing coaster comes from. I had quite the amount of difficulties with this bit. I really didn't know where I wanted to build a corkscrew, but I decided to go a little bit more straight and just make the turn right here. Because with all of my coasters so far, they've all been taking quite a chunk of space, which I kind of wanted to change, but didn't really work with this coaster. So I'll just do that in the next one. I probably won't even then. But the special thing about a surfing coaster is that you're actually standing up instead of sitting down or even lying down, which makes it a really cool riding experience. You kind of fly up and down. But the surfing coaster in Seaworld Orlando isn't that long as the one I'm making right now, and doesn't invert. Maybe a big overbank, if you count it as an inversion, but nothing more, if I'm right. Tried to make a corkscrew underneath that airtime hill, but I decided to go for an overbank because otherwise the track would even get longer and take up even more space, which I didn't want. A little brake run because it doesn't have any friction wheels to take it back to the station. And this last bit I will change in a little bit, because I thought I had too much speed. Also, really didn't look like it, but when I POV'd it in the meantime, it really had some speed, and I decided to make it a little longer, even longer. But that's okay. And the little last turn didn't really work out, but I'll be changing that right here. You can see I just deleted the entire section. And I'm making it a little longer with a big airtime hill. You see I had way too much speed left. But now I'll be going back to the station slowly. Actually still with enough speed, but you know what I mean. I'm going back and I'll start to smooth it out, which is really hard with all the elements, since you can't smooth over them because they're already smooth, at least most of them. In my opinion, the corkscrew entries could be a little bit smoother, but that's okay. As you can see, I'm recoloring the track to give it a little bit blue vibe, which of course you're surfing over the water, so blue is the only color that really makes sense. And I'm just trying to remove the patterns from the surfing boards, but with patterns it just looked way better, so I just kept them there. And now I'm building the first building where you'll pass through when you're riding the roller coaster, which is Little tropical themed, of course. I went for the same style as the river rapids in the F thing, which I'll show an image of. And I think it turned out pretty well, mainly because of this wood. Also, if you have an idea which coaster I should build next, let me know in the comments, and I'll consider building that coaster. I think the next coaster I want to do is one with a chain lift, and not a wooden one, because we've done that in the first episode. And we've done 2 special coasters since, the giant inverted boomerang and this one. I'm building the roof. Little special way of building the roof. Kinda went wrong. This also didn't really want to fit, so I had to improvise by copying over the top and moving it down a little. As you can see, that really works out better than the rest. Okay, so as you can see, I'm building the sides of the building. I'm also going for the wood there. I might have done a little bit too much of the wood, but I think it's alright. The castle wall things, I don't know what you call them, kind of work out at the top there. And this just makes the whole building feel more alive. So some windows going in. I really like the wooden windows. They really have the same style as the style I'm going for. Now we're building the inside, at least the part where you're going through with the train. Doing some supports here, so the outside wood actually has a function. It's quite the amount of support. Different right, I'm going to even make more supports. Yes, I am. These diagonal supports really make the entire structure look more as a whole, because otherwise these supports really wouldn't have any function, I think. Okay, I'm searching for the right things to put in there. It's just going to be one big storage. As you can see, I stopped the train there, so I don't build in the track or in the area of the train, so you don't hit yourself whilst riding. And I'm doing quite a bit of basic decoration here, kind of the things you would normally place in a messy storage room or something. Even some treasure. I thought, why not? This net, I don't continue with the net. Some hay bales, because why not? Even more little decorations. Some pottery as well. I found the pottery a little bit later. And some cranes on the outside. They really match well with the entire building, luckily. Because I already thought the front would be a little bit too plain, but luckily I found the cranes, so that worked out well. In a second I'll be adding lights to make it visible in the night, of course. Here we go, just decided to go for the simple lanterns. It matches the theme well enough. And I started building a second building. The building which I said in the beginning as well, the wave would bounce up to. So I didn't make the building as tall as the other building, because I thought the style that I went for right now, which is a little different, but it fits together really well, didn't need as tall of a building. Also, I had a weird glitch, which if I placed a top part, like the castle wall things, I don't know what they're called, it wouldn't align properly with the grid. If anyone has the same issue, please let me know, and if I can fix it, how. Because it really didn't make any sense to me. But yeah, sure. I have to deal with it eventually. Okay, even more little wooden windows. As I said, I really like them, so I just added even more. A door, of course, which house doesn't have a door? Maybe a prison, but it isn't a prison, so even prisons have doors. I'm getting a little sidetracked here. Okay, a little, I don't know what they're called, cloth hanging there. I decided just to go for 2 facilities. I mean, it's not really that I'm gonna let guests walk through, but I still thought it would be a fun idea. Even more decorations. Kind of what the whole video is about. But if you liked the video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Because it still takes quite a bit of work to make the videos. And every little bit of support would be greatly appreciated. So thank you in advance. Okay, I finished the building, I think. Oh no, the back. Yes. The back, I decided to make custom windows. Because I saw the frames and the little half circular window things. I decided to add them all together to get this window, which I thought looked pretty cool. Okay, so then I'm on to the last bit, decorating the whole area around the 2 buildings and the coaster itself, which I just mainly did with the scenery brush, because I could just place everything with hand, but that didn't really make sense, because I would have done the same thing eventually. And that means we're almost going to the cinematic POV and the POV of the coaster. So that means I'll see you in the next video. And I hope you enjoyed. Bye.